A lot of conservatives over the past 24 hours were praising President Joe Biden for the speech that he gave about Israel, the speech that came 3 days later. And they were saying begrudgingly, well, maybe this is a time to put politics aside because what Joe Biden said was exactly what he should have said. He offered no moral equivalency. He condemned Hamas's terrorism. He claimed that he stood with Israel. And if you read just the words without any context, perhaps it is a beautiful repudiation of Hamas terrorism. But conservatives who are praising this are wildly missing the point. This is what Biden said.
Good afternoon. You know, there are moments in this life, and I mean this literally, when the pure, unadulterated evil is unleashed on this world. The people of Israel lived through one such moment this weekend. The bloody hands of the terrorist organization Hamas, a group whose stated purpose for being is to kill Jews. This was an act of sheer evil. More than 1,000 civilians slaughtered, not just killed, slaughtered in Israel. Among them, at least 14 American citizens killed. Parents butchered using their bodies to try to protect their children. Stomach-turning reports of babies being killed. Entire families slain. Young people massacred while attending a musical festival to celebrate peace. Women raped, assaulted, paraded as trophies. Families hid their fear for hours and hours, desperately trying to keep their children quiet to avoid drawing attention. And thousands of wounded, alive but carrying with them the bullet holes and the shrapnel wounds and the memory of what they endured.
It sounds good. It sounds like exactly what a president of the United States should say. And yet, conservatives praising Joe Biden or begrudgingly giving him credit are missing the point. Words mean nothing when it comes from a politician. Words mean nothing compared to actions. Actions speak louder than words, particularly when you are president of the United States. And Joe Biden's actions are not supportive of Israel. Joe Biden's actions enabled Iran to fund Hamas, who committed the terror attacks against Israel. If Joe Biden had not brokered the JCPOA, the Iran deal, during the Obama administration, if Joe Biden had not tried to re-enter this deal with Iran after the Trump administration got out of it, if Joe Biden had not unfrozen $6 billion and given it to Iran, knowing that money is fungible, knowing that Iran is the state sponsor of terror, you have to wonder, would this have even been possible for Hamas to wage this attack against Israel to the extent that they did? So conservatives who are praising Joe Biden, hoping that this is a moment of bipartisanship, are missing the point. Joe Biden is simply reading the politics of our country in this moment, hoping that this gains him some support among Democrats who are actually, some Democrat voters who are actually supportive of Israel, who are repulsed and turned off by the horror of the terrorism Hamas has inflicted on Israel. I don't believe a word of Joe Biden, a word of what he said. Is he going to come out next and repudiate Black Lives Matter for their support of Hamas terrorism? Because all his administration has done, all the Obama administration did, was inflame racial tensions in our nation and push critical race theory on children in our schools, on corporations. What about all the corporations, speaking of which, that embraced Black Lives Matter and that gave millions and millions of dollars to the Black Lives Matter cause? Are they going to repudiate a cause which is now celebrating the terror attacks in Israel? By the way, just to illustrate the point that actions speak louder than words, while Biden is giving money to Iran, who funds Hamas, to attack Israel, even Playboy magazine, a pornography company, is taking action in a stronger way than President Biden is in support of Israel. Playboy fired one of their porn stars, Mia Khalifa. Hopefully you're not familiar with her name. If you are, well, what have you been looking at? No, I'm kidding. Mia Khalifa is one of the porn stars who has a little bit of spillover into popular culture. She's not just a porn star. She's also, I guess, a Hollywood, I don't want to say celebrity, but a Hollywood figure. So if you've heard of her, she is a porn star, and she posted one of the most atrocious things. And I'm going to bring this up on the screen so you can read it for yourself. This was her reaction to the Hamas terrorists slaughtering the Jews in Israel. She said, this is what she tweeted. I believe she has since deleted it, although it was on x.com for at least 24 hours, if not longer, before she deleted it. She said, can someone please tell the freedom fighters in Palestine to flip their phones and film horizontal? Now remember, the Hamas terrorists are utilizing a brutal and grotesque tactic of filming their atrocities on their victims' phones and then uploading that footage to the social media accounts of the victims. For example, there was a grandmother who was murdered by Hamas, and her granddaughter found out she'd been murdered because Hamas uploaded the video to the grandmother's Facebook page. And the girl, of course, inadvertently clicked on the video and saw her grandmother being murdered. It's terrorism. I know that word has almost been diluted because there's been so much horrific terrorism in our world from these radical Islamists in the past decade or 2 decades. But this is just atrocious. And so she's asking for them to film horizontal. Meanwhile, on that same, you can bring that graphic back up for a second. The background of it was obviously a picture of her, but to the right, she had made another post showing one of the pickup trucks with Hamas terrorists that were on one of their murder sprees. And she says, this is a Renaissance painting. Now, in response to these utterly atrocious attacks, Playboy magazine, I mean, who would have ever thought that of all the places in the world, Playboy magazine would have morals? They fired her, and they let their entire community know why. This is what they said. Dear creator community, we're writing today to let you know of our decision to terminate Playboy's relationship with Mia Khalifa, including deleting Mia's Playboy channel on our creator platform. Over the past few days, Mia has made disgusting and reprehensible comments celebrating Hamas's attacks on Israel and the murder of innocent men, women, and children. At Playboy, we encourage free expression and constructive political debate, but we have a zero tolerance policy for hate speech. We expect Mia to understand that her words and actions have consequences. We included the letter we shared with Mia below. So that's what they sent to their larger community. And then they essentially told her, listen, we believe in free speech. We've even fought in court for people's right to speak freely. But you have a right to say those things, but those things have consequences. And the consequence is we don't want to do business with you. Words are less powerful than actions. Actions speak louder than words. And the fact that Playboy magazine has the guts to have their actions be stronger in the face of these atrocities in Israel than Joe Biden. I'm sorry, you can praise Joe Biden's words all you want, but his actions are what are predominant